If you found this channel because you're looking for fast, easy money in trading, then good, you're in the right place, because I'm probably about to save you a lot of money, time, and stress. Trading can create massive opportunities, but not for people who come here chasing emotions, not for people looking for a magic signal, not for people who watch 3 YouTube videos and think they're ready to make money in the market, and not for people who treat the chart like a casino machine. The market exposes people like that very quickly. First, it gives them a little hope. Then it takes their money and leaves them thinking, trading is a scam. No, trading wasn't the scam. Your approach was. And that is exactly why ALLin Traders was created. Not to sell you some fantasy that you'll be financially free next week, but to show you what the real transition looks like. From chaos to process. From random clicking to trading like a pro. From emotion to a system. From a gambler to someone who actually knows what they're doing. My name is Pavel, and I've been connected to the financial markets for almost 2 decades. I've been through the euphoria, the mistakes, the losses, the stupid decisions, oversized positions, the search for the holy grail, testing strategies, systems, indicators, and tricks that were supposed to solve everything. Now I'm going to tell you something that may not be obvious. The biggest breakthrough in trading does not happen when you find a new scenario or a new setup. The biggest breakthrough happens when you stop acting like an amateur. Think carefully about what I'm about to say. The problem most people have is not that they don't have access to knowledge. The problem is they have too much of it. YouTube, TikTok, signal groups, Telegram channels, profit screenshots, the Lambo guy, the copy my entries guy, the robot guy who supposedly prints money. And instead of building a real process, a beginner starts collecting garbage from the internet. A little bit of ICT, a little 5-step strategy, a breakout setup, smart money, or now, fair value gap, a few signals, a few ChatGPT tricks, a little bit of wishful thinking. And then that person is surprised they're not getting results. But the truth is simple. You're not getting results because you don't have a system. What you have is a complete mess of knowledge, information, and beliefs. In one word, chaos. ALLin Traders was created to cut through that chaos. ALLin Traders is not just another analysis channel. It's not a place where someone yells every day, buy, sell, let's go make $1 million. This is an ecosystem, a community, mentoring, live sessions, strategies, boot camps, tools, artificial intelligence, working with traders from zero, working with people who already trade but still don't have consistency, working with people who want to move from chaos to process. And there's something very important here. I'm not doing this alone. Pavel Kranitsky and Bartosz Rode, the people you see on this channel and the people you'll get to know, are not random faces attached to the project. These are people who have walked the path. They were students. They worked through a structured and planned process. They developed in the market, and today they lead others. And for me, that is the strongest proof that ALLin Traders is not just theory. Because you don't recognize a good system by how well the leader speaks. You recognize a good system by whether it can build more people. This channel is for people who want money, but no longer want to be naive. People who know that a job, a business, or their current source of income may not be enough. People who feel they need to learn a new skill. People who look at the market and say, okay, I know there is money here, I just don't know how to enter this world the right way. But let me say this clearly, if you're looking for easy cash, this is not the place. If you want signals without thinking, this is not the place. If you want someone to take responsibility away from you, this is not the place. If you want to click 3 trades and change your life, this is not the place. Because we are not building amateur clickers, we are building traders. And a trader is not someone who is always right. A trader is someone who knows what to do when they are wrong. Most people think trading is about predicting the future. It's not. Trading is about managing scenarios. You don't know what the market will do. Nobody does. You can have an analysis, you can have a setup, you can have context, you can have a statistical edge. But you never have 100% certainty. That is why, as a professional trader, I don't ask, will I definitely make money today? I ask a completely different question. What will I do if I'm wrong? And that is the question that separates a trader from a gambler. A gambler wants to be right. A trader wants to control risk. A gambler adds to a losing position. A trader cuts the loss. A gambler looks for an entry because he's bored. A trader waits because he knows that having no position is also a decision. A gambler wants revenge after a loss. A trader goes back to the plan. And that is what we will learn here, not just setups, but the way of thinking. On this channel, you will see trading without the Instagram nonsense. There will be market analysis. There will be specific scenarios and setups. There will be trade breakdowns. But there will also be mistakes, good decisions, and situations where the best move was not to enter a position at all. We will talk about price action, volume, market structure, risk management, trader mindset and psychology, working with a trading journal, live trading, live sessions, conversations with traders, content from events and boot camps, and ALLin TV, where we comment on what is happening in the markets. But the most important thing is this. Over time, I want you to stop asking, where's the entry? And start asking, is there even a reason to take this trade? That is the moment when you start maturing as a trader, because an amateur looks for action. Something has to happen, right? But a professional looks for quality. A lot of people say, Pablo, I'd like to trade, but I don't have a lot of capital. I understand that, but we need to tell the truth. In the beginning, a small account is not there to turn into a fortune in 1 month. It is a stage. It is there to test whether you can actually behave like a trader. Can you respect a stop loss? Can you respect risk? Can you avoid bending and breaking your own rules? Can you avoid revenge trading after a loss? Can you avoid increasing your position out of desperation? Can you close the platform when you've done your job? Can you keep a journal and learn from it? Because if you can't do that with a small account, a bigger account will not save you. It will only expose you faster. That is why prop trading exists, and that is why we created MFA Traders, a project that gives traders access to capital, takes on the risk, and allows traders to start from a completely different level. And I want to say this very clearly. Prop trading is not a magic doorway to free money. It is a model for people who can prove they have a process. You have rules, you have limits, you have risk, you have evaluation, you have pressure, you have responsibility. If you can trade with discipline and a clear head, bigger capital can open much bigger opportunities for you. But if you don't have discipline, you don't need a bigger account. First, you need to learn how not to destroy, burn, zero out, and lose the smaller one. Today, everyone is talking about artificial intelligence, and of course, charts and markets can be used with AI, just like almost everything else. But again, no fairy tales. AI will not make you a trader if you don't have a process. AI will not fix your psychology. AI will not fix your mindset. AI will not stop you from revenge trading. AI will not make every trade profitable. If someone tells you they have artificial intelligence that prints money with no risk, that is not technology. That is nonsense. And a red warning light should immediately turn on in your head. We look at artificial intelligence differently, because AI is supposed to support the trader. That is why we built our own model from the ground up. It is designed to help us analyze faster, organize data, spot repeating mistakes, prepare for a trading session, analyze scenarios, and make decisions more consciously. That is why we are developing tools like AI Kintel and our systems that support the trading process, not to replace thinking, but to make a good process even stronger. Because an edge in the market does not come from one magic click. An edge comes from consistency and a plan. You should stay on this channel if you finally want to see trading for what it really is. Not from the perspective of ads, not from the perspective of people who only show profitable screenshots, not from the perspective of people who mostly make money by selling you a dream, but from the perspective of process, how to prepare a session, how to choose an instrument, how to define a scenario, how to evaluate a setup, how to choose your risk, how to accept a loss, how not to destroy your account, how not to lose your mind after a few wins, how to improve week by week, how to move from chaos to consistency. This is the real work. Not always flashy, not always sexy, But this is the kind of work that gives you a chance to survive in the market longer than most people. Remember one thing, trading does not start with making money. Trading starts with not doing stupid things. Clicking out of boredom is stupid.
Moving a predefined stop loss is stupid.
Believing in magic signals is naive. Copying people whose process you don't see and don't know is, stupid. Not understanding leverage and confusing it with opportunity is a serious mistake. Treating the market like a casino, some magical place where money just flows easily, is stupid. You stop doing those things, and only then does the real path begin. Process, risk, strategy, psychology, capital, scaling, and that is exactly what ALLin Traders is. If you want fairy tales, you'll find thousands of them online. If you want process, you are in the right place. Subscribe to the channel, watch the next videos, and check the link in the description if you want to go deeper into our world. Mentoring, live trading, MFA traders, AI Kintel, the ALLin Traders community. I'm not promising you that it will be easy, but I am promising you that if you take this seriously, over time, you will never look at the market the same way you do today. Welcome to ALLin Traders.